Hello everyone, a bit of a Midwest SpeedFest crossover episode here with NorthWest SpeedFest. This is Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, an absolutely incredible game that came out very recently, just over a month ago, and I already have over 200 hours in it. I'm normal about this game, I promise. With me is someone else who is also very normal about this game.
Trust me, I'm extremely normal about this game. What's up? I'm Shovel Claus. I also run this game, big fan.
So, two things I want to make note of right off the bat. First off, for the tech staff, I do need to Alt F4 about 2 or 3 minutes into the run. Don't panic, it's fine. It's intentional, the game will be back up soon.
At least,
don't worry about it.
Hopefully, if things go
Yes,
well.
yeah, it's possible I don't have to, actually. Second of all, there is so much happening in the first, 5-10 minutes of this run, especially if I hit all the tricks. So, be ready for just a complete bombardment of ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, no, this game starts fast. It doesn't slow down until about 15 minutes in.
Doesn't?
It's what I like to call Jet Set Radio meets Tony Hawk meets a Sonic speedrun, because oh my god.
There are unskippable cutscenes and we still don't have time to talk about everything. But with that said, I think I'm ready to go. You want to give me a countdown, Klaus?
Yeah, sure. Let's get this bread. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go! Alright. So starting out, hello everyone.
Hello.
My name is Fo. Hello. Fo is our first main playable character, and we're trapped in baby jail, gay baby jail here, and we have to break out with our good friend Trice. Trice here is the man walking down this hallway, and we're going to come up on 2 pretty big skips immediately. Trice here is going to give us a few tutorial things. First and foremost is going to be a boost pack. This boost pack will allow us to double jump in mid-air, and also will allow us to boost. You can see that little meter in the bottom
I don't think I started the frame limiter. I'm going to do that right now.
No! What's the point? It's fine. The boost pack allows us to boost and double jump, so this is a very powerful tool, and we're going to use it to get to the end of this hallway and quit out. This is to manipulate.
Alright, runs over. Thanks for watching, everyone.
So true. Restart the timer. This is a joke.
Don't do that.
This just manipulates Trice to get into this room earlier, where he will teach us how to graffiti. Graffitiing is going to be a very big part of this game later on. We love to commit crimes. And then we'll slide through this vent and into the rollerblades. The rollerblades we need to in order to progress quickly, but these are our wheels. You'll see them later. Here we're coming up on Pretty Boy Skip. During this entire prologue, Trice calls us Pretty Boy, and we clip out of bounds. And typically, what we used to do is go to the hideout immediately. There's an out of bounds trigger that takes us to a future part of the game. You don't have to worry too much about it, because it's going to get really weird from here. Helix is doing a really precise lineup, and is in 30 FPS.
Why are you walking?
He does that sometimes, don't worry about it.
I'm taking my time on
Helix
this.
is going to... Yeah,
Okay,
we want to hit
I
this trick.
think this is good.
Time save.
I think I got it.
This is a skip called Pretty Boy Revival, and let's see if we hit it, please.
Nailed it. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go! That is a 2-minute time save. That is frame perfect.
I got one shot at that, and if I had missed it, we would have been stuck in a cutscene. Let's go.
Yep. That's very important to hit. It is... Whew, it's a lie. Anyways, we're out of prologue now. We've broken out of gay baby jail. Pretty Boy Skip is not that bad. You just set your FPS to 30, and then you slide on something close to a roof and jump, and whenever you jump, you'll get pushed through the roof a little bit.
Alt F4 coming up.
Here comes the Alt F4. And
Game's gone for a minute. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll be back in just a minute.
Pretty Boy Skip would typically skip the entire prologue and set us right to Hideout, which is that area we loaded into after Pretty Boy Revival. But it would basically just skip everywhere where we play as Foe. However, Pretty Boy Revival has a side effect of skipping a bunch of story triggers. One of those story triggers is to set us to play as Red, the true main character of Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. So we're playing as Pretty Boy for the rest of Chapter 1, so the next about 13 or 12 minutes. It's pretty sick. I love that set of names. Pretty Boy Skip and Pretty Boy Revival are really good. after Pretty Boy Revival, we will head into Matan, quit out of the game because Pretty Boy Revival breaks a whole lot of stuff, so don't worry about it too much. And then we're in Millennium Square here. The route here is really, really complicated. So Pretty Boy Revival actually skips story triggers so hard that it basically would soft lock the game without a second trick. And that's where early Matan comes in. We can clip out of bounds in Hideout and go to a loading trigger that takes us to a very late game area called Matan.
Yeah.
Matan will lead us into Millennium Square, and from Millennium Square we can get to where we actually need to go, which we'll see in about 40-ish
Yep.
seconds.
There's normally a gate preventing you from getting to Matan, and so because they didn't think you would be able to get there, the trigger for it is always active. The trigger for other areas are not active, but the trigger for Matan is, regardless of what we're doing in Hideout, where we are in the game. But, you know, we can just clip out of bounds because this game's really funny.
Anyways, I hope any of that information stuck. I know it goes very fast, but we're only 4 minutes into the run, so don't worry about it too much. If it didn't stick, all you need to know is that the game is broken already, and that's it. We're doing a whole bunch of graffiti here, and the reason for this is for something later on in Chapter 2 that we'll explain probably when we get there in reality. Also, yes, people in chat are pointing out the custom sprays. The custom sprays are very good. We allow them to run, so it's great. There's some really funny sprays I've seen in the community. There are a lot of good ones. But now, exiting Millennium Square, we are in where we need to go, where we're supposed to be right now. Well, I guess where we're supposed to be is Hideout. Details. This is Versum Hill, and this is where Chapter 1 will take place, at least the rest of it. You'll see Helix is going around doing spray paint. This is to kind of save time later. A lot of the graffiti here wouldn't be in the route, and would just be a lot slower if we didn't do it now. But yeah, all of this is for we kind of front load the time loss in Chapter 1 a lot. It's not too bad, but it does happen. What? I've never seen that. That's a cool way to do that.
That was intentional.
So, yeah. Speaking of zips,
that's the ideal zip there.
What you just saw
Speaking of
is
zips,
the biggest movement tech in this game. It's the thing that people ran into on release day and were like, "Oh my god, this game's speedrun is going to be amazing." That is.
I'm gonna run and turn my air conditioner off really quick after I skip this text.
The zip, what you saw there is really cool. That zip is to get us to the story trigger, but zips themselves are not super complicated. All you need to do is wall run on a corner for 1 frame of those billboards. Billboards you can wall run on. They're typically just ways to get around vertically, but we can use them to go horizontally. It's pretty nice. You did almost get ran over. You swerved out of the way.
Nice. Ran over.
But yeah, zips are really, really massive in this game. They make a lot of skips real and also are just really useful tools for speedrunning, or for the movement in the game itself. And we'll be using them basically everywhere. They are very versatile because billboards are all over the game, so we can use them wherever we see a billboard. Though it's not always that easy, obviously. Don't bring up the OG name. Oh god. Anyways, chat is being memers. There we're gonna talk to this guy from the below the ground, and this is the normal gameplay of Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, at least kind of, where we are going to go around, do challenges, spray graffiti, and eventually scare the crew enough to challenge them to a crew battle for their turf. Our goal here is just to take their turf and a bunch of story stuff. Don't worry about it too much. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, so whenever you spray a graffiti, you will get something called a rep, and rep is what is going to unlock those challenges for us so we can actually perform them. Small little thing here. All right, Belle, behave. If Belle runs on the billboard with a graffiti on it, there can be some shenanigans. We don't have to worry about it too much, so Helix is just going to spray this graffiti and be done with it. Thank God. But
yeah, Belle can basically call dibs and then if you don't wait for her to spray it, then you will never
Yeah,
get
it's
the
a
red,
very
and for some reason, you
strange
won't be able
bug
to
that
spray
took a
it.
while
It
to
sucks.
truly understand. But it's quite silly. Um, but all graffitis will give rep no matter who sprays them. So we can actually use our teammates sometimes to spray rep. Like in that Bell example, she would have sprayed the graffiti on the wall there, and then we would have gotten the rep, and it would have been pretty nice, pretty convenient. And here, Helix is going to go for a zip. Lineup looks good. Nice. That challenge there wants us to manual down the hill, and all we have to do is get to the bottom of the hill from the top while keeping in a combo. And manuals maintain your combo, so the game intends you to do it all with a manual, but as long as you get to the bottom of the hill, it doesn't care too much. And that's the last of the challenge. We're coming up on a fight sequence. If Helix, you want to explain how that works, since it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I can do. So there's this boss here. We were supposed to fight her first in prologue, but we skipped most of that.
Yeah, some German stuff. We're dirty
something
Americans.
like that. Yeah. There are supposed to be 3 phases to this fight, and the last 2 are supposed to take 3 hits each, but we are actually going to end this fight 5 hits before we're supposed to, because we can simply hit her once and then run over into this corner here, and the game thinks we are essentially outside of her detection radius, and so as a failsafe,
yeah, no, that
it just ends the fight.
That trick is so cool. It also has one of the best
So
names
we'll take
in the
it.
game, Stonewall. You can guess why. She's a cop. But now we finally have a tiny bit of downtime that we're still going to use to explain very complicated and technical tricks, because this game is like that. We, after defeating all of the challenges set by us, by the individual crew members, we take them on in a crew battle. So it's the Bomb Rush crew versus the Franks. You'll see that we're playing as Red again, thank God. Red is no longer dead. But what Helix is doing here is really complicated, weirdly. What you just saw there is a zip, of course. And one thing we can do with zips is we can take the speed from a zip and store it and use it later. We have literal zip storage. It's like insane. This was just found a few days ago too. Shout out to Ninja Cookie for discovering this, because it's... Yeah, Ninja Cookie also discovered a lot
And
of
a
things.
bunch of other things.
Mention their name quite a lot. But Ninja Cookie discovered that when you wall run on a billboard, the game will store your speed. So we can use that to our advantage. Zips happen in the first place because you wall run on a billboard's corner for 1 frame. Don't worry too much about the specifics. But we can use that 1 frame rule on other zips by first do a zip, and that will store your speed. Then when you touch another billboard for 1 frame, the 1 frame that you touch the billboard will incorrectly read the speed from where you previously were leaving a billboard. So we can use the speed from the zip that we used before, touch the billboard for 1 frame, and get the speed from that zip. It's really technical. I literally made a 7-minute dedicated tutorial on just explaining it, and no setups or anything. Just this is what a zip storage is. Don't worry about it too much.
Yeah. I'm going to activate a cutscene here early, because that's going to skip a different cutscene later. I don't know exactly why that works, but it does. It saves about 2 seconds for some reason. And now we have an unskippable cutscene, so I'm going to be matching a little bit. This is really the first break we get in the run, and it is sorely needed, because as you saw, there was just so much ridiculous stuff happening in the first 10 minutes of this run.
Alright, we have a little guest
Oh my
star
goodness,
here
I can
as
finally
well.
breathe.
Hello, Red.
Yeah, Red
It's
twice.
great.
That's a side effect of this
Anyways,
cutscene skip.
I'm gonna go over some story stuff now, since we have a moment. So, what you need to know. In the prologue, we play as Foe, and Foe, while breaking out of prison, gets his head chopped off. That's why Red has that robot head on top of him. And now he is on a quest to find his old head and find out his origin story, kind of. And that leads us to the Franks. The Franks is the first crew we fought against, and they're kind of posed to us as DJ Cyber's little goons, his minions. And so we think that there's some connection there, and we go challenge the Franks. Of course, after challenging the Franks, DJ Cyber shows up and Trice rats us out, because he's stupid. He's like, DJ Cyber, you have something we want. Give us back his head. and then DJ Cyber puts us in the tummy ache machine. And this will transport us to the first big skip that we call Nightmare. This dream segment is going to be pretty long. There's a little bit of a walk, but once we get into the meat of it, you'll see a big platforming challenge. And we have 3 different types. We have 4 of these to go through during this run. This is the first, and we'll be doing a trick called Nightmare 1. That zip storage earlier is going to come in handy. Let's go. It's not over yet. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to land on one of these, yeah.
Yeah, there is a lot that we
gist
skip
of it.
over by doing that trick, and thankfully with zip storage, it's a lot simpler now. The old setup was really complicated. We're not going to go into it too much, but now it's pretty easy. You just do a zip storage off of that one billboard, and you get launched. And you can get launched so high up that you just instantly go to the dream segment's ending, which is the basketball billboard spray thing. So nice. That is dope.
Chapter 1 so well.
Let's go. But yeah, just ripped out a crack chapter 1 time. Well done. But yeah, the chapter 1 of this game is just so insane. Things slow down from here, thankfully. Largely vanilla.
Yeah, chapter 2 is boring compared to this. It's still pretty fun, but there's also another unskippable cutscene. These slow down after this. There's only one more long unskippable cutscene after this one. Don't worry about it too much. So what else do we even need to explain? I have been
That's cool. That's fine. So during this unskippable cutscene, we learn some more story stuff. We learn about the big 3: Helix, Foe, and DJ Cyber. It is prosed by Trice that DJ Cyber chopped off Felix's head, and he also wears Felix's mask, so it seems like a pretty reasonable expectation. So DJ Cyber's kind of posed to us as this big old baddie, this antagonist that we have to take down. And we meet 2 new crews. First is Futurism here. You won't see these guys again. And then we have the Eclipse. A little bit of teasing for later. The Eclipse is going to be Chapter 2's crew. So we are going to go on this big journey to become All City. All City is basically just taking over all of the 5 boroughs in New Amsterdam. And so everything is fine. So yeah. Thankfully, now we've explained most things. Most of what you need to know is zips are good and fast. And the base gameplay loop is spraying graffiti, doing challenges, and then taking down the crew in a turf battle. And that's kind of it. Once you boil it down a little bit, it is a lot simpler on the surface than we make it out to be. Chapter 1 is just such a wild route that it's really, really complicated. It is pretty funny. It's cool that the run starts out like that. Yeah, no, chapter 1 is probably my favorite chapter just to play, because there's so much that you can just very small optimizations, and it's so cool. But now we're gonna head off to Millennium Square, where we will meet for the first time Eclipse. And here Helix is gonna go for a trick called Milky Way. Unfortunately missed it, but you can get a backup there, a small little boost off the billboard.
I got a tiny, very
nice.
Hey,
yeah, so one thing that's really nice about zip storage is that it's actually really versatile as well. Zip storage doesn't maintain between loading zones, but as soon as you hit a billboard, you have zip storage. It's only useful when you are zipping off of anything, because otherwise the speed isn't enough to really go anywhere. But after you hit a zip, you can use zip storage as long as you don't touch another billboard at a low speed. So basically it's recursive, and you can just infinitely do it as long as you don't mess up.
So normally we would not be able to talk to this crew right away, but because we got 60 rep here earlier in Chapter 1, even though we weren't supposed to be here, we are able to. But now I need to
Oh,
get
nice.
down
Bell
and start
RNG?
start jamming out to switch characters, because... Yeah, good Bell RNG, because this crew is a bunch of girl bosses. They don't want to talk to Red.
Yeah,
They will talk to Bell.
They're kind of flirty with Bell
Reluctantly,
later on
but
too.
they will.
It's interesting, but in like a girl boss way. I'm queens, honestly. But yeah, we in Chapter 1 got a bunch of graffiti here in Millennium Square, and that just front loads some of the time loss into Chapter 1 and is eventually faster in Chapter 2 because of the routing.
Shot that.
I don't think that would have worked.
I have a dumb idea. Okay. No, I don't. I was thinking I had zip storage, but I forgot it doesn't persist between loading.
Now we're gonna go to Brink Terminal. The Eclipse will retreat to Brink Terminal, and we'll meet the baby girl that the girl bosses bully, Solus. He'll run off. He's in that dumpster because he gets bullied. I'm not kidding. That's like actually what happens.
Oh, that was interesting.
But
okay. I forgot it was new route for me going to get that first. Forgot it was faster by like a second. So
this game has gone through a lot of rerouting, as you can imagine. Being such a like open and very complicated game world, there are a lot of variable routes that you can do. A lot of them pretty simple on the surface. A lot of them also very difficult. But it's fine. Here we're in our first Eclipse challenge. This Eclipse just wants us to hit 5 hard corners, which is a great time to talk some about the combo system. The combo system is pretty straightforward. If you hit a wall run, you get a extra multiplier. If you hit a hard corner, which is basically just a like 30-ish degree rotation, 45-ish degree rotation that you lean into on a rail, you also get a multiplier. And then if you hit a quarter pipe, you also get a multiplier. You don't have to worry about that one too much. But this challenge wants us to hit a 5 times multiplier and then end our combo, which we just end the combo by hitting the ground. You can maintain a combo, as mentioned earlier, by doing a manual, or in the case of inline skates, a cess slide, but BMX and skateboards both do manuals. And that's kind of it for the combo system. It's pretty simple, but there's a lot of variability with it, because the only ways you can hit multipliers are by exploring the game world and going around and hitting hard corners and billboards. Hello, yes.
Hello, yes.
Yeah, after the challenge, Solus gets stuck on a wall. He really does just get bullied relentlessly by Eclipse. It's kind of funny. But that will unlock the next 2 challenges, so we do have to do that short story sequence. And this is a score challenge. It will end as soon as we get 25k, so we can instantly back up, or we can just instantly get a multiplier and then enough score off of the spray paints and the hard corners and various tricks in order to get the points we need. It is worth noting that there is a special thing called a boost trick, where if you hold down the boost button and press a trick button, you will do a special trick that gives you a ton of points, but uses up a lot of boost. So we use those occasionally, especially in school challenges. And then next up,
next up is the final challenge we need to do, and then we get to fight sort of like a mini boss sort of deal. You'll see. First, we got to do this challenge, which is essentially just teaching us how to keep our combo going with slides / manuals. So we need to get a times 3 multiplier. So there's 2, but now we need to slide and keep our combo. I'm going to grab the spray while doing this. And then this next rail is going to give us our
just like that, very simple. It's very convenient that there's a graffiti there that we can get. Very, very lucky.
Yes, it's really nice. Also, there are 7 cutscenes in a row here. Luckily, all but that one was skippable.
Yeah.
And the one that's unskippable was pretty short. And now we are
this guy
fighting
sucks.
Escher, who is a sniper.
But small little trick there, you boost on the rail and get up on top of the bus to instantly just bonk him. And then he retreats 3 separate times. This is the first one. We're going to grab this graffiti while we're up here. You'll notice that Escher also has a little robot head. He just like us for real, except he's white. Laugh. Oh, car boost? Let's go. That was actually really lucky.
Car boost?
It was kind of slow, but I'm sure it saved something.
I don't know if that actually saved me anything.
Yeah, so car boosts are really simple. If you're on top of a car, the car moves, and so do you. So you get the extra velocity from the car, and it maintains while you hold a manual. So they're convenient, but it's kind of RNG. And then last Escher hit. He knows.
Why are you running away from
last Escher hit, the mini boss ends, and we're going to go for a trick called Escalator. First try, let's go. That is a lot harder than it seems.
Nailed it.
Maybe not hard, just a lot luckier than it seems. Because Escalator is...
I made that look really easy.
Escalator there skips this tower climb that we're supposed to do by using a bunch of stairs to get a huge launch after a zip. Very good name. I'm very proud of that one. We use the stairs to climb up the tower, so the escalator, easy. But escalator there is very convenient. We just get launched straight up the tower. And it's also right by where we end the challenge there, so it's really convenient. And now we did one small optimization at the top of the tower. We grabbed a XL graffiti, which gives us just enough rep to give us... Oh, is it a large? I may be stupid.
Just a large.
We grab that.
Yeah.
We grab it though, and it gives us just enough rep to give us the amount of rep that we need to start the crew battle. But otherwise, the crew battle is again pretty straightforward. We've just completely demolished them. We already have 400,000. So we're gonna take a trip to the dog. Oh,
yeah.
Well, trolley staircase first, but
it's fine. Yeah, these crew battles, the crews will get a set amount of points. It's a range, but it's a pretty narrow range, and we know what it's gonna be. So it's not one of those deals where, oh, if you have many more points than them, they'll start getting more. No, it's consistent. We can just get a bunch of points right away.
So chat, do we save or kill the dog? Chat, I need your input.
That sounds really wrong out of context.
Do we do it? Do we save or kill?
The dog. Fear
Mods,
the dog. If you know, you know.
There should be a beware of dog sign. I've killed the dog multiple times, Helix, I'm sorry to say.
Like the dog.
Anyways, shout out to Storied, who is a current world record holder and does this in every single one of his runs. We call it dog percent, and it's fun. He is dripped out, though. It's funny. Anyways, chat, let me hear a hooah.
Yeah.
This is the start of the second dream. I don't know why they sound like that. It's just angry grunting. It's very strange. But Chapter 2's dream is very boring. There's no big skips here. Honestly, thank God. I don't think my heart could handle another big skip. But please someone find a big skip for this, because it saved like 3 minutes. This is like by far the longest dream. It's...
Oh yeah.
Mini skips.
It's the only one without a major skip.
Yeah, shout out to that rail, which always takes away your combo. I hate it. I've had multiple runs where I am low on boost, and I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm gonna carry my combo here, and then nope, never mind. I guess we never mentioned it, but carrying a combo actually builds up boost with each trick you do. You can see the 10 trick combo in the bottom right. As that progressively gets larger, you get more boost. So just do tricks if you need boost. But yeah, shout out to this dream also giving you random FPS drops every now and then. That is also fun. Doesn't happen too often.
Okay, that jump is a lot scarier than
it is.
It's really,
it is,
really easy to under or
also like
it.
kind of blind, so you have to react to where your height is. It's inconvenient. Also, shout out to the boost tricks off of the vents here. They give you a ton of speed and distance, which makes us makes the gaps in this dream a lot nicer. Oh no, your live split crashed.
Alright, that was pretty clean actually.
Damn it. I just noticed. I was like,
Whatever.
22 minutes? This is an insane pace?
That's
Yeah, no,
actually
this
really
run is really
bad
good
because
so
this run is
far.
a really good pace.
We'll see what the RTA is. Yeah, sorry, it's
Well,
okay.
You're retiming this later, sorry. No, there's so much going on. I'm gonna go for everything regardless of the pace, so like... Especially, there's a big skip in the 4th dream segment that if I'm on really good pace, I don't go for, but I'm gonna go for it here because it's a marathon. So... Yeah. Anyways, we are now introduced to our next crew, .exe. Masters of Millennium Mall, as they say. So we're gonna go to Mall. Normally you're supposed to get some more rep to unlock the entrance to Mall, but come on, you know this game by now, you know we don't need to do that. There is one more out-of-bounds clip in our future. Traditional out-of-bounds clip. There's some other
Mall is actually a really complicated area, surprisingly. It's really cool, but thankfully we've talked about a lot of the tech, so we don't have to break it down that much after this. But you may remember at the start of the run, if your brain has maintained all this info, I know it's a lot, that we did a pretty boy skip by sliding on something close to a ceiling. And we're going to do the same thing here. So we're going to activate this cutscene with Solus, baby girl. Anyways, we're going to come on top of this plant. We're going to set our FPS to 30. And when we get a high jump just like that, we're going to clip out of bounds, boost into the Millennium Mall sequence. What is supposed to happen there is you're supposed to get 120 rep to take down that speaker wall, but the game expects that you wouldn't be able to get behind the speakers without just getting the rep. So it has the Millennium Mall loading zone triggered at all times. So you can always go into the Millennium Mall as if you get if you find a way in, which thankfully we have a few. Shout out to the old route, which used a stupid zip. It was so bad.
Yeah. Oh my god,
But yeah, we're just in Millennium Mall now going against .exe. I love it. I love these guys. We're gonna break through some shops here. We love vandalism. And then we're gonna do a little trick jump here. I guess we never mentioned it, but you can trick off while you're on your feet and then do a jump input immediately after in order to get something called a trick jump. Some people call it like a corkscrew because that's what the game calls it, but I don't see it that often.
Yeah, what it does is it just gives you a little bit of extra height. You can only do it while on foot. You cannot do it while riding a skateboard or BMX or
it's convenient. So coming up here, we have a cutscene, and what we're supposed to do, no funny jump. What we're supposed to do is do a long roundabout way to get up to the top. Thankfully, we have a little cutscene trigger that we can activate by doing a high jump here and mashing the talk button. We'll talk to this old head, and that puts us at the top of the playing space here. And now we're going to do it again, and just barely not enough height. We're going to boost into this slope, and if we time the jump just right, it's really hard. I know it's really inconsistent too. Yeah, no, it's like, what is it?
Sometimes
robbery.
It just doesn't work.
But there we go.
Like there.
We're gonna do this to get up to a space that we're not supposed to be at. That old head we just talked to, the old person by the speakers, is supposed to let us get up to this rail, but we can actually just go on the water fountain by that little trick, which allows us to get some sprays up here, get some extra rep, and then we're going to come over to this garage. This garage does not have any collision on that wall, so we can do something that we call switch clip. And that takes us right here, which activates a story sequence, which just opens the next area of the mall. So we have to spray that little switch in order to get to the rest of the mall. Henceforth, switch clip.
You can technically get into the other areas of the mall because obviously we can just go out of bounds almost whenever we want, but the challenges won't spawn in, so we do need to activate that trigger.
But mall time.
I tested this myself because I was really curious.
If we could skip the whole first area of the mall, that'd be great, but we still wouldn't have enough rep for our first challenge here. Yeah, they do that.
I went
Y'all
straight
ever
through
go
the
through a
tree.
tree? That was my favorite pastime as a kid, going through trees.
Whoops.
Not like climbing them or anything, I just walked through them. But this challenge is going to be our first combo challenge. We just have to maintain a combo and get 50 tricks. And as soon as we hit 50 tricks and end our combo, the game will end it. What Helix was doing there was getting zip storage for a later challenge. So doing a zip off that billboard there, it's really annoying. And then we're gonna come get 2 graffitis, the one on the wall over there, and then the one back here. We're a little bit over the trick combo, but that's just because it took a bit to do the billboard. Not a big deal at all. It's much faster to get the billboard and be a little bit slow in the challenge than it is to not.
Yeah. Got a little bit of a slow zip.
We'll see how it
which is
goes.
Gonna be interesting.
So our next challenge is on the 2nd floor up here. We're going to climb up the palm tree and then over to the next challenge. Shout out to the .exe's break dancing. I think it's pretty sick. They got moves. Them white boys can dance. But this challenge wants us to get across the fish gap. And so we're going to do a trick called fish gap. We're going to do a zip storage off of there. We have low speed, but enough to get to the palm tree there and get across. And so that challenge doesn't care that if you actually ride across the fish. It just checks if you start out where you go and then go over to the other side. Go White Boy Go got caught on auto mod, which was really funny.
That's
we did
pretty
have
funny. I saw that too on my end. I started
we
smiling
have to get a
bit.
little bit of graffiti here because we did unfortunately miss the fast zip, which would allow us to go for a graffiti in the distance, but not a big deal. This challenge wants us to get 100,000 points, which is baby numbers for us. We got 400,000 in like 30 seconds, and it gives us 90 seconds to do it. So we just go through this challenge really easily. Have you been
There's so much
alternating your
boost.
boost
I almost
patterns?
never have this much boost here.
Oh, okay. Well,
Not
that's
intentionally. Ooh.
that's fine.
Okay, well, that was
You can do
accident.
little short hops by holding the manual button while you jump, and it can sometimes troll you like that because you just accidentally hold the manual button. I did that a lot when I started. Yeah, because manuals
Really,
keep your
really
combo
easy to
going.
do
You
that.
always want to keep your combo going because it supplies boost, which is like this weird recursive cycle. It's pretty fun. And then we're coming up on our last challenge, the slide challenge. This guy wants us to hit all of the boost charges, which are these little collectibles here that give us boost in a single combo. And thankfully, we have boost lanes to do it. Boost lanes are a mechanic where if you slide while on foot, you will get a little speed up from these pretty consistently. It's pretty nice. But yeah, just spraying these graffitis. I guess we did mention it a little bit ago during the third challenge there. If you would do a graffiti, it will give you some extra boost, but it only applies once per area. So you want to vary your graffiti design spray or graffiti spray designs by doing different inputs during the spray pattern mini game that we have. And that will give us a little bit of extra boost if we're a little bit behind.
I think what might have happened is it's just fish skip allowed me to retain.
That's
boost,
also
but I
true.
didn't
That
have
could
to use
be
it
the
in order
case.
to actually do the challenge normally.
But now we are beating up some more cops. These guys get called in, and the .exe run away.
I have
Yeah, this is
6
kind of like
left.
sheep
You
herding.
two need
It's
to get with
it's
the
kind of
group.
annoying because I think you did. Nice.
Oh, did I get them all? Yes.
Yeah, we kind of herd them like sheep because we want to do a trick jump and then just graffiti spray them. It's a small area of effect damage and the insta kills, so it's very nice. This mech fight, we want to get on top of the mech, spray both of the arms, and that will reveal the head, which allows us to just instantly take it out. That is actually really clean.
Yeah, that went pretty well.
Yeah.
Don't know why that happens. The game just does
Anyways,
that. Don't worry about it.
time for another out of bounds. We haven't had enough of those in this run yet.
This way.
Helix is gonna do the same thing that we did in the first challenge, where they will they'll get a zip off of the billboard
Good.
there, and if you do just the right angle, with just the right amount of speed, you can just zip right through that wall. And it's pretty inconsistent, but it is possible. This is enough speed if you really edge it out. Yeah. And that puts us into the theater here. The theater is where the .exe's score challenge, the crew battle, will begin. And we can get over here. Saves a bunch of travel time. Red just floating in the background of that cutscene. Always funny. And then that's the mall. Oh my god. What a area. This chapter is just about as nuts as chapter 1, frankly.
I really like Mall. It is a big execution test, but it's really fun and satisfying when you get it. Frustrating when you don't.
But Mall's not quite over. We have the crew battle. During the crew battle, Helix will go get another zip storage for an upcoming trick in the dream sequence. But for now, we can just vibe a little bit. Have you? Is there a text message you can get or a collectible or something? I want to show off Micro Boy. I think there's a CD in the theater.
I don't know that there's one I can get now. I know that I've already left. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh no, I know where I can get one. I know exactly where I can get one.
Yeah, you'll see what we're talking about
first,
whenever we get there. But you don't have to worry about it too much. Here's the text message. Text message. Nice. Convenient.
Oh hey. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
nice.
do
Let's go.
Anything else.
That zip is so fast it puts you through 2 walls.
Yeah, let's first try.
We're gonna use that speed later.
All right. Here's Micro Boy. They added this in an update, just a fun little mini game we can play. I am gonna say flashing lights warning because it does have flashing lights occasionally.
Yeah, it's like an endless runner thing. It's the D-pad, right on the D-pad. I don't know why it says that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it says right stick.
Yeah, it's a little endless runner game that you can just play in the game. We have a category extension to get 5,000 points in this thing, and no one has done it yet. It's hard. But yeah, it's cute.
Also, like at a certain point, the screen here is gonna flash red, so that's why I said flashing
I mean,
lights.
you don't have enough time anyways. All right.
Oh, that's true. It's just started.
Wait.
All right.
Chat,
flashing lights are over.
Today?
In case you were looking away.
I don't know if you want to go for this on such a pacer.
That is the question.
Okay, well.
I already said yes. Whoops.
Fish gap.
I don't think my face is as good anymore because Mall
it's
was
fine.
kind of
Not a biggie.
Interesting.
But we're coming up on Nightmare 2 here. This is the second big dream skip, and Helix is going to do a lineup on this billboard where you line up right in front of it, and Helix will jump in neutral stick, and no, the slide got eaten. Yeah, you can kind of see the idea.
Is that it respawns back here, so I can just go I didn't neutral stick. I think that was my problem.
I wouldn't know. This game is hard to figure out what you're messing up. You need like 10 scientists to experiment. Oh, well, it works.
I didn't neutral stick it. Hey.
It's fine. You can see the idea.
No, okay. That's fine.
There's an extended version of that which just skips the entire dream. It's pretty wild. It skips straight to the graffiti at the end, but we got a mini or a smaller version of that. It's fine. We can clip through this wall, hit the respawn trigger by landing on that little platform, die, and then we'll be put on the escalators here, and that will put us at the end. So that's a pretty good Nightmare 2 for what it's worth. 2 tries is pretty fine for most of us. Then again, Helix is like 4th place, so you know. Just built diff. I don't know. I don't pay enough attention. Anyways, Red is dead, everyone. Can I get a clap in the chat? That's the crowd. Thanks, Helix.
Yeah, you're welcome.
In a cutscene that we skip, Red gets a sniper shot to the face, point blank, by Escher. I'm not kidding. That is actually what happens, and he is dead. But it's fine. if you've played this game, you'll know what is coming up, and that was a nice car boost. That is the
Nice car
Flesh
boost.
Prince quest. What we're supposed to do is go around to different Franks, because their leader, the Flesh Prince, will be able to put the red back to Helix. Where are you going?
Info.
Why are you? This is not where the Franks are. I don't. Helix is going haywire. Wait.
No, don't worry
what?
about it. It's fine.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So this is
You're
a
running on it,
huge
don't worry
skip
about
to
it.
skip the probably worst part of the game. Okay. Well, that was a funny way to mess that up. And you're on the ledge.
Okay.
I think you might get respawned
What?
there.
I didn't know I could land
No.
here.
You can trick jump up. It's just weird. This is interesting. Okay, this is perfect.
Okay.
I think you might be able to
there
just
are
quit
some
out.
places I can go, I think.
Anyways,
Okay, I can go that way.
that was
Oh,
funny.
quitting out. That's a good idea. Forgot that's an option. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know you
that's,
could stand there. I thought I was just
this
gonna
game
fall.
has things sometimes. Yeah, this is what this
Alright.
is supposed to look
Take
like.
2.
Anyways, what we did there is called Flesh Print Skip. What we did is we just don't touch the ground for long enough for the game to set a respawn point whenever we exit the loading screen. So by doing that, the game doesn't know where to put us when we void out into the sea. So it just puts us at a default spawn point, which is in Pyramid Island. Very convenient. And this opens the floodgates because Pyramid Island has all of its story triggers still active. Well, except for one, which is, don't worry about it too much.
That's
You
not
can get the
nearly enough.
graffiti here for some safety.
I knew it
or
too. I
not.
knew I had messed it up.
That's what I do whenever I hit the rail
Oh,
there.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna lose
I
time, might as
totally
well
could've- I didn't think about
get a
that.
little bit of safety here. Anyways, this... Yeah.
Might as well lose time efficiently.
Hey, perfect.
Didn't I?
I just got
Well, now I
like
will.
the two
The
big
graffiti.
ones, but anyways, it's fine. What we're,
Yeah, that's my
we're
plan.
what Helix is trying to do here, and it's being finicky because of course, Pyramid is being finicky. It does this. Is hit a zip off of this billboard, and this zip will, if done right, do this, and this will send us to the very
better.
top floor. As you can imagine, Pyramid Island is a big pyramid. It's in the name. So we can just get launched to the top floor and work our way down, spraying graffitis as we go. And this saves a lot of time for reasons that you'll see in just a little bit. We know.
I love Pyramid. It has been through so many reroutes.
Yeah.
I personally
We
have
need to
rerouted it
get
like
Helix
4 times.
the hell out of the kitchen. It is too cooked
and-
at this point.
Yeah. I really appreciate how open it is and how you can use the level's geometry against itself and zip out and then bounce off its.
Yeah, no, this
the
is definitely
sides that are slanted.
the
It's
level
just so
for
cool.
a monkey ball runner. But yeah, also shout out to the spray that we did through a glass pane. It's pretty nice. We're gonna start up score battle 1 here, and this is like focus mode now. So goodbye, Helix.
Yep. I'm gonna shut up because I am balancing keeping a death warp score and getting enough reps.
All right.
Shovel
So
claws,
earlier,
this
while
is-
we're at the top floor, what we did was set a death warp by standing still for about 2 seconds. This death warp won't be overwritten unless we stand on the floor for 2 seconds. So what we can do is every now and then, whenever we hit the floor, we just jump. And you'll see us do these like boost taps too. It's a pretty convenient way to maintain our speed and not lose any distance or anything while trying to keep our death warp active. And during this score battle, what we'll be doing is going around and spraying a bunch of graffitis. We want as much rep as we can fit into this score battle as possible, because while we're moving between the graffitis, the timer for the score battle will tick down more and more. And that's good for us because that means that we are wasting time in an effective auto-scroller and still progressing the story a little bit. So if you think this is like, interesting, the graffitis are stopping the timer, but So would it be better to just let the timer run? No, it is a lot better to go ahead and progress graffiti rep while we're doing the score battle. And we're coming up on the end here. You may have noticed that Helix has dropped their Death Warp, and this is by design because we're going to set up another Death Warp here. So Helix is going to go to the bottom floor here again and set up a Death Warp here. And the reason is going to be a little bit obvious. Do a jump at the end to guarantee that it works. The Devil Theory has his socks beaten off. Also, shout out to the Devil Theory. They're my favorite crew, except they're rats, so I actually don't like them that much. You'll see in a little bit. But that was a really good score battle one. That was basically textbook.
Yes, it was. That was.
But want to keep the
flawless.
Death Warp active because we're going to start up the race. And for a while, we thought this was an auto-scroller because I'm stupid, and I said it was an auto-scroller. I was wrong. It turns out we can just spray this graffiti, and after a few seconds, it will end. And this is...
Imagine being this Devil Theory member, and just, like, the person you're racing just teleports to the end.
It's wild. So we just set up a Death Warp there, and then easy peasy, we beat the challenge wickety fast. It's wild. And then the Devil Theory calls the cops on us because we cheated, which is honestly kind of fair. We did cheat. And that will progress the story once we beat all of them. There's something we can do called a Carson, named after another runner of this game called Kit Carson, or named Kit Carson. He hit all 6 of them in a single attack, and it was nuts for the first week. There's a setup now. There's a setup, and it's actually very consistent.
I should learn it.
But this challenge is stupid. We just ride 3/4 pipes. There's a lot of ways that we can not ride the 3/4 pipes and still beat it. It's really funny. But
yeah, there are a lot of ways to tackle in general, and they're all around
speed.
the same speed.
We're gonna use a little boost off the 1/4 pipe there to get to Score Battle 2, the second hardest part of this entire game. I would argue. This thing is pretty difficult in my opinion. Nice. We need to land on top of this billboard, which will allow us to set up for a zip like that. And this zip will turn around, get a boost off of the side of the walls, over to the graffitis at the top. That's right, we're back at the top. But there's another reason for this. We've been talking a lot about Death Warps. We're doing another one, baby. So after all of these graffitis, we'll be standing on the ground around where the Devil Theory will spawn after the challenge after this. So about right here. And then after this, we're going to run off, get more graffitis, make sure to get our score up to 50,000, because if we lose this, that would be bad news.
Yes, that would be real bad. It would just...
Thankfully, it's pretty nice. What's your rep right now? What's it looking like? Yep, and you have the 2 right above you, which is very convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm now good on score.
And
100,000 is always enough. And there's the 2.
Yeah, but
and I would have had enough time to get that other graffiti too, honestly.
Thankfully, you did everything really, really well. So, we're hard gaming. So reasonably, it is the hardest area.
Any other part of the run, for good reason, obviously.
It is. This is where runs go to die.
Yeah.
They die all the time. Don't talk me Angie.
Yes.
But after the score battle, the Devil Theory will perch up at their little nests at the top there, and then call the cops again. Except they're helicopters this time. They brought in helicopters for teenagers spraying graffiti. Anyways,
Yep.
Yeah,
Anyways,
the Pyramid Island is really wrapped up by in a neat little bow by saying the floor is lava, always and forever. But yeah, after defeating these 3 helicopters, we'll hop off into the ocean once again, sleep with the fishes. Wait, no, that's small. Never mind. And the Devil Theory will be at the top here, and we have the necessary rep through all of the score battle and graffiti shenanigans to teleport up, talk to them while we're dead on the ground, dies of void, and boom, crew battle. Hey Helix, do you wanna try to show off the funny Devil Theory like death thing?
Oh yeah,
Nice, let's
on the
go.
route I take normally, I usually
You'll see it in
time,
a little bit. Just pay attention to, I think, your bottom left corner. You'll see a little guest star appearance. But this is the final crew battle.
Something
We will
like
not
that.
see another. It is also worth noting there are 5 chapters in this game. You may be having a few questions if this is the last crew battle. They will be answered in about 3 minutes. Hey, there he is.
All right, where's the?
Yeah, so
there
the Devil Theory. Yeah, the Devil Theory
Got the
sometimes
default respawn, somehow voided
respawn
out.
just like at the default position because they like void out. They're really bad. They're really, really bad.
That's not the way I normally go.
Nice, let's go. That was sick.
Oh, that's
All right.
not the way I normally do that,
So,
but it worked out.
Pyramid is finally over, mostly. You can relax a little bit before 2 pretty difficult segments, I would argue.
Yeah, this break is very, very needed. Just like the break after Chapter 1 is, obviously Pyramid is ridiculous, and then everything after this is not as hard, but can definitely go very wrong and can lose you a lot of time very quickly.
Is the barrier for almost everyone to getting a sub 1 hour loadless time. I guess it's also worth noting that we use loadless time for this game, and to be clear, the way that games load, or the game loads things in really obvious ways, so we can also visually retime it, so you don't have to use the auto splitter necessarily. It's very convenient. Nothing else is a load. It's great. Everything else is in the level by default.
That is actually why you can keep zip storage into dreams, because they are actually just very far
Anyways,
away in the same
we're
level,
back
so they do not
up top. We did another death warp, as you can imagine, up to the DJ Cyber fight after the crew battle there. DJ Cyber shows up, ambushes us, and takes a new crew member of ours, Vinyl. And so we have to beat him up. And there's a quick kill here you can do. It's pretty inconsistent, but at least right now it's inconsistent. I'm bad at it, so I don't know.
Ninja Cookie posted an easier method that I just have yet to look at. Anyway, we can mash
Yeah, phase 2 here is pretty simple.
Phase 2 of DJ Cyber.
Autobot is really funny today. Anyways, DJ Cyber gets confused here a little bit, and boom, easy clap. He gets owned.
Okay. So now it is time for
more like a major league skip, am I right?
This stream has some ridiculous stuff we can do. Whoa! So I'm gonna go for what is known as Cricket. You can use zip storage here and just make something absolutely ridiculous happen. I find it to be more consistent than going for baseball, which is a hit off of one of these windmills that you see. But the problem with Cricket is that if I miss, I cross over the first respawn point, so I'm placed all the way back at the start.
The baseball fans
so
in
then
chat right now.
I will go for baseball.
Rising up, but yeah.
Look, I'm way better at
so get a launch off of that. Do a little curve. Oh,
well, that was so close, actually.
Let's go. We get to see both. Cricket there is a little bit RNG because you have to get a launch off of the little ledge there that you go on. It's kind of hard. Helix is like the only person I know of that goes for it and runs right now. But all right.
I don't even go for an MPB base either. Okay, I'm bad at this launch. I tested a bunch of different stuff here. That's not really gonna be
tragic.
Very helpful. I don't think I got the respawn, and that's fine because I can just go for it again. I don't care if I waste time. My estimate is like 110, and this was on probably sub-hour pace barely. So we've got some time.
Yeah. So this trick uses this big fan above us to launch red like a baseball, and if we get a good launch, we can oh, what? You didn't get the respawn? Tragic. Yeah.
It's fine. Oh, I should probably have more boost. This slope will just constantly reset my manual.
So
it's really
baseball
nice
is like
boost.
the best skip in the game, I think. It's not only one of the most stylish, but it's also the best named. because we have dedicated bases, which are later parts in the level. And you can also hit a grand slam, which is just getting straight up to the graffiti immediately. It's really cool. But there's a... Oh, interesting. This is a really old setup.
This is the setup that I came up with. That is... Yes, and I used to swear by it. Well, that was interesting. The nice thing about the setup is that sometimes that happens and you just get to go try again without.
Yeah, there's another setup that uses mouse and keyboard, and it's worth noting that most of us play this game on a controller. So I'm in all three of them.
Mouse and keyboard setup too. I might as well do that next. Just try everything. First of all, that was strike 3.
It's okay.
I'm out. GG.
Wait. I mean,
that's I do still have zip storage.
We have options here, and it doesn't matter because all of them will be cool.
So those of you in the chat wondering why I don't normally go for baseball, this is why. Because
I really like
just have
Story's
not
new
found
setup,
something I
but
like.
it's still pretty hit or miss sometimes, much like a baseball. Off. Tragic.
That sucks. It just doesn't click with me. It really just doesn't. There isn't a setup that clicks with me yet, which is really sad. I thought I had something.
Yeah,
like
it's okay.
Night,
baseball is
quite...
a trick that will just beat you up with a baseball bat. Quite literally.
Yes. It's the scariest thing to do.
Yeah, it's also
days.
required for world record, so
terrifying.
you know, it's it's something, all right. But it will be soon.
Is it? I don't know that it is.
If it isn't now.
By now, it might be actually.
But this mouse and keyboard setup is actually pretty cool. I am a big fan of it because what it does is it uses some clever camera manipulation to set up your camera in a way that the fan deloads. So you just flick your mouse. Oh, we're going for cricket again. This is an infinitely infinite loop. Helix, you're stuck in a time loop. No. But oh, Bites, I hate you. That's true.
Look, I almost got it last time.
Well, you'll get respawned right there at least.
Okay, I missed the billboard that time. If I get a regular wall ride, I lose my zip storage, and so sometimes I'm just a little bit too safe with it. And I don't get anything. Again, this is the exact same thing, as I am not losing enough height.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll go for
it's okay.
like one more time.
If you want to see this skip, you can check out the world record or second place. I don't think third place has it. And I also don't think, so first and second place both have it. It's a really, really cool trick. Or alternatively, you can show up to our Bomber Cyberfunk speedrunning Discord. Can people boost it so we get a custom invite link? Okay, thanks, bye. But you can just find it all over at speedrun.com/BRC. Oh.
That time I had way too much height. Okay, lesson learned. I need to get a lot better at managing my height.
That's fine.
Okay, so we'll just play it. That's...
yeah,
I didn't have
the boost tricking is very convenient here. But it's fine. You get to see what the stream would look like normally. Also, shout out to the designs of the dreams. I really like the weird like dye patterns in the background and stuff. It's really cool. You can farm really tricks here. Thankfully, the rails are very convenient. Yeah, none of them steal your combo. Cough from Chapter 2. Cough. But yeah, shout out to the Tower of Doom here, the fan blades. They will just own you so hard if you're nervous.
This fan climb sucks.
But it's okay. Easy clap. That was clean.
Okay.
Do a little boost hop over this fan. Get to the rail there. This is also where baseball was first theorized to be possible. Was shout out to Finger Quick, the Jet Set Radio legend, who just Yeah. He
Yo,
played
Midwest
this game
SpeedFest
casually on
legend, too.
stream and was hit by one of the really fast fans and managed to get back to Pyramid Island, which is reminding you, like hundreds of units out. Yeah, that's how it was first discovered that you can use the fans.
What?
Yeah, I can link it to you
Clip of that
after
somewhere? I
in
need to
the
see that.
Discord. But it's really cool. It's also really weird because the Pyramid
Nice.
Island has like all the shader effects that the stream does, so it's kind of strange.
That's interesting. Anyway, this is now chapter 5, and you might be wondering, Helix, we're a little close to that estimate. You have a whole chapter left?
LMAO, they don't know.
Technically, yeah,
Everyone
but-
laugh. We do have a whole chapter left, but this speedrun ends on the biggest time save in the game. At the very end, we're going for something called Updog. Helix, what's Updog? Wait, no!
What's up, dog?
Anyways. What we're going to do... true. Thankfully I know, and I was just playing this before the bit. What we're going to do is climb over to these billboards, and thankfully you can stand on top of this one. We're going to line up for a zip off of the top left corner here. You want to be just on the edge. We're going to do a wide curve around those two buildings and launch. And we're starting the final boss sequence.
I am going to really jinx my next PB pace by saying this, but I have not missed that skip.
It's actually
in, like,
the
weeks.
easiest skip in the game. I'm not gonna front. It is ridiculously easy once you figure it out. It takes a little bit of testing just because it's a zip and zips are hard.
Yeah.
But once you understand what makes zips consistent and what makes particularly Updog consistent, it's really nice. And it's a 20-minute time save, I will remind you. It is nuts.
Yeah, it skips.
Yeah.
Just the
Time
entirety of
comes
chapter
up.
5. I'm literally fighting the final boss
Yeah,
right
once
now.
this guy is
The time's
dead,
gonna
we'll
come up
call
in,
it
like, a
it's
minute or
a
so.
visual cue, so it's gonna be give or take. But it's fine. This is Foe, and you might remember Foe as being the person that we played as in Chapter 1. Small spoiler warning. He's actually the real antagonist. There's no avoiding it. He's just like, his whole ass head is visible during the final boss, so, I'm sorry.
Why are you turning around?
I also
What?
don't know
Why
what
am I
you
getting
did
a pattern?
wrong.
What did I do wrong?
Frankly,
I
Foe will
legitimately have zero clue what I did
occasionally
wrong.
just, like, throw an attack at me because he hates me. Anyways, this weird, mechanical, like, eldritch monster, well, you hit the rail at least.
Well, now you're turning around.
This
Okay.
fight sucks.
Yeah, that ended up working out fine.
I don't think there's a single person in the
lot.
speedrun community that actually likes this fight. There are ways to make them more consistent, but Foe is just terrible. It's...
Am I dead? Yeah, okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We gotta
time's coming up
bonk him
really
on the
soon. I have
head
one more hit.
and break free of our robot head. So. Anyways,
I can't bonk. I'm always
it's
doing
fine.
this.
We'll finish up here very soon. The centipede monster comes out to play. Yeah. So and
out.
time.
It's soon. And time. Alright. That is Bomber Cyberfunk 90% in hopefully under 70 minutes, most likely. Even though I took 5,
It literally doesn't
6,
matter.
7 minutes in Dream 4.
Honestly,
road was
baseball
good
being the
before
only
then, so
thing
it's
that,
like,
that
why
you
not?
mess up is easily takeable. it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, for
absolutely.
spending
That was
5 minutes
that was
or
a pretty
so
solid
just
run.
going for baseball for the
Yeah.
swag, you got a 106 like 10, I would say, because timer is still
Yeah.
running. So
And that's... Chad is saying 106.16, and that's RTA.
so a very
Remember, so
very
it's
solid
supposed to be
run,
like a
especially
104.
for going for the really hard tricks. Anyways, hardest scene in the game here.
If I had played... Oh, I love this cutscene, by the way, yeah.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
I
yeah.
had played Dream 4
For
normally,
sure.
it probably would have been 7
But-
hour.
Yeah, RTA is overrated
Love
anyways.
this, maybe not RTA.
But
yeah.
yeah, Helix, got any shoutouts?
Shout out to the entire community. We've already talked about some of them, but I'm just going to try to rattle through some names. Storied, Carson, Bites, Ninja Cookie, you, Shovelpaws, Bane, Jackie, there are even more. Apologies if
The
I didn't
entire
name you,
mod
Slide
team
Bus
as
in
well.
Chat. Dark Fates is here in chat. Yeah, this community has been really, really cool. I haven't really felt like an integral part of a new speedrun community in a bit. This is also the first time I've been like top level in anything that isn't Monkey Ball in a long time. So being able to play this game so well means quite a bit to me. It helps that I've put 200 hours into it already. And also, I see like everyone from the community in this chat, which is awesome. That's really cool. Thank you all so much for the support, and I hope we can continue to keep supporting each other in this way, because that's really cool. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Helix13_, Twitch. I stream this game all the time. Twitter, even though Twitter's dying. Co-host is just Helix, etc.
You can find them.
I'm places. It's also my YouTube.
But definitely go follow them. They stream this game pretty often. The GOAT. Yeah, it's true.
And Monkey Ball. I'm also
the GOAT, top 4 right now. Gonna be near world record very soon. They are very good. Go follow them if you like this game. And this game is dope.
Shout out to Midwest SpeedFest as well, and thank you NorthWest SpeedFest for having me, and shout out to everyone behind the scenes making this marathon work.
Thank you both thank you for having me on as well, Helix.
Thank you for commentating. I needed it. Commentating this game and playing
rough.
at a high level
I can
is
attest.
impossible.
No, I'm not even top level. Soon, inshallah. I got a 1 hour 15 seconds.
You'll get there.
Today. That should have been sub hour. I'm so bad. Shout out to Bergie. Oh,
shout out to Bergie.
My beloved.
Alright, I'm out of here. Shout out to the Monkey Ball run that's coming up later. Peas is going to destroy it.
And thank you, Helix, for that great run. And yes, Helix does a lot of amazing stuff, so you should definitely follow them. And also, shout-outs to Bergie as well. We all love Bergie here. And coming up next on NorthWest SpeedFest Online, we have Chessplosion, followed by Super Monkey Ball, Banana Blitz HD, Viewfinder, and some Paper Mario Rando to close out the marathon. Stay tuned.